Hello there and welcome to this week's Coffee and Card. It's round 23, week 4, and as you may have noticed, I'm not actually live today. I'm not available today, I'm afraid. So I might be on the chat depending, we shall see. But I've asked my lovely friends Wendy and Val to keep an eye on the chat and to look after the Coffee and Card for me tonight. So yeah, I have done it tonight because it went really well last week being on an evening. So I'm actually going to see how that goes and ask for a little bit of feedback from my regular customers. So we're on week 4 and this is probably my favourite card, and we're making this one here. And we've got this circle cut out, and that's actually known as an aperture. There's a lot of different words in card making, and we often presume that people know what we're talking about. So I try and explain things as I go along. And this is the reason why I've got a lot of these circles left over, which I keep for when I'm on paper crafts and piano and things like that. So it's actually not, excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat today. It's actually not too difficult, the card today. What you have is your basic white card base, and then I have cut this out for you. It's just 1/2 centimetre smaller, and I've done the aperture already. And then I've got 2 of these, but maybe I've done you 2, or I had spare, but maybe I've been generous and given you 2. You've got a piece of paper for the back here. Now I've chosen to go with the lines going across horizontally. I prefer that. If you want to do vertical, you can. Then we've got this little Highland Heather circle, smaller one. There's no gems, no ribbon, no twine. Quite easy today. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take these scraps, and we are using this one again. I promise you next week we're going to use that one. And I'm going to grab a block and that basic grey ink pad. Now, you actually don't need to ink all the Stamp Up. Just maybe ink half of it, so just to where the big flower is. So you can hang it sort of over the edge of your ink pad like that if you want to. You don't need all of it, so actually one piece will be fine. So I'm just going to do that, yeah, because we don't need all of it. We'll do that, and we'll sneak that one. Oh, that's not very good, Julie. You didn't ink that up very well. Now, if I've only given you one piece, you can do emergency side, but luckily I've got this other piece. I hope I gave you 2. Anyway, you have got enough room for them. There we go. That's better. That's more like it, Julie. Okay. So I'm going to colour those in. Again, you've probably seen me. In fact, I'm going to start with the big flower. You're not going to see much of this one. So I go over the lines with the dark Daffodil Delight and the centre like that. And each one's different. I'm not taking, you know, ages on that. I don't spend hours colouring these, but I like them to be nice, of course, but that's going to go over like that. You don't have to go to the edges as well if you don't want to. You can have like the ends a bit paler. It's going to go over like that, and I'll do that on this one as well. I don't think I'll need this bit down here at the bottom, but I'll colour it anyway. And then what you can do, what I like to do, is just go back over it again. Oh, wrong end. I just like to go back over the lines with the darker one, and that'll sort of sink in, seep in the colour, and we've done that. Yep. Okay, so the next one is the purple flowers, the Highland Heathers. So let me turn that both the right way up. So I just colour the base like you've seen me do the last few weeks. So just colour the base of each of the petals like that. Like that. There we go. And then I'm going to go over it with the light. Now, can you see that's already started to fade as it seeps in, and that's still a bit darker. So the colours do, once they get sort of dry on your cardstock, they do change a little bit, and you can go back and add a bit more. I always say you can always add, but you can't take away. Well, you can if you use, but I suppose you can if you use our colour lifter. I've not used that. I might introduce that next week. Just going to go back and add a little bit more. Of the dark. Like that. There we go. And I'm going to go again. I'm going to go on this one and just add a little bit more. There we go. Now all we need to do is the small flowers. These don't take 2 minutes, just a little dash of the polished pink, the bottom there. Oh, that one's a bit tough to get into. And then go over with the lighter one. And then we move on to my favourite bit. Now, you know, I know I've gone through this fast and I've coloured fast because obviously I've pre-recorded this. I'm not doing the chit-chat and things. But you can pause this video and watch at your own pace. So I'm going to colour these in. This is with the light Granny Apple Green. So the bottom's there. And I'm just going to do the stems and then the stems on these small ones that we just coloured. Just really makes a difference rather than leaving them grey, which I think is a little bit boring. I do love grey, don't get me wrong, but I want to colour the stems in. Then I just colour the bottom of these leaves. I love these leaves. I think they're a nice shape. I've had so many comments from people. Oh, I'd not seen this set. I'd cast this set aside, kind of thing. And I had. And then I saw some lovely makes by fellow demonstrators. And of course, I'm just like you. I think, wow, I like that now. And again, I purposely leave a little bit of white space at the edge of my leaves. I just think it looks nice. That's one done. Make sure you do blend though. Go over the green and press quite hard. I'm using the nib end to make sure that it does blend. There we go, and just maybe do a line through that one. Okay. Just have a little drink. Oh, I've got a message. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Just have a little drink of my coffee. Grab my scissors, and now it's time to do some cutting out. Now, what I'm going to do is leave a little bit of white space around the stamps. Nearly there. I'm not very chatty when I'm cutting. Okay, as you can see, I've left a bit on there, and I'll show you why I've done that. Right, so this is cut to size. You can pop that up there and glue that down. Oh, I think I need a new glue. I've got myself a new glue out for today. This is how our glues come. I love this glue. You see me using this on every video I do. Oh, it's a shame to glue that pattern down, but that wouldn't go with what we're doing, so that's all right. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now, what you might have noticed is I've layered this up with some foam pads. If you're wanting to send it as a standard stamp, then maybe don't layer this up. I think you may have to send this large letter once you start putting these on. But I thought it was nice to layer it up. So I would always do there. make sure you've got a good coverage there. And then I'm going to do that, and then one there. You might want to then do some of these edge pieces down the sides. So I always like snipping these edge pieces, and I use those there. Like that, okay? Oops. Just getting the backs off those. And that's going to go down there like that. Now these are then going to sneak in here like that. So I purposely didn't put some so close to this. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp "Always grateful for you" on a stamp. Let's find that. Let's find a block. Let's have a little practice. It's okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then we can simply glue that down in the centre. The reason why I like the lines going that way is I can line up. Check I've got my greeting straight as well. Okay, that looks okay. And then all I'm going to do is pop these in here like that. So we'll pop a bit of glue on the bottom like that and just slide that in there. And you can have them sticking out as much or as little as you want. That's all right like that. Let's test this one up here, see if I've got room. You can even angle it a bit different. And what you can do is you can cut a little bit off the bottom if you've got too much excess card. Slide that in there. And there we have our card today. Da, da, da. There's today's make. But yeah. Oh, I've had a bit of a bigger border on mine there, and I've done a smaller border for you, but that's fine. Oh well. I must have had a design change when I but if you want to cut it down before you've stuck it on, you can do. Yeah, I've done a smaller border anyway. Never mind, I hope you've enjoyed. Let me show you the last card for the last week. Now sometimes I do a fancy fold, but I'm not next week. I'm just doing one that's going to take us a bit longer, which is this one. And I've actually used I've used lots of the stamps on this one. So there's a lot of colouring next week, and there's a heck of a lot of cutting out. Well, no, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 things to cut out. But anyway, that's next week. So that's the last week. Don't forget the jingle booking closes today for the next round. And I'll see you on Thursday night for Paper Crafts and Piano. Thank you for watching. See you then. Bye.